So what was that smell as those customers were walking out the door?
It was unicorn dust.
Was it unicorn dust?
She was dusting.
Man, I closed
3,
that sale. That was a
2,
perfect sale.
1.
And you messed it up.
Hi, I'm Javier.
And I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Melanie.
And what was that smell as they were walking out the door? Because that was horrible.
That was the worst way to welcome somebody to a new town. I mean, it was. It was perfect. It started out perfect. It was it was everything wonderful. And then at the very end, I ended up walking through, dressed like this, a cloud of methane gas.
Okay, so nobody
And I was
expelled themselves. Just so we'll clarify that now.
Well, I wasn't sure at first. I thought, what if you want? Because they were setting up shop up here, so I'm closing this sale to this family, wonderful family. I'm so glad they came in. We have he's brand new, first day in Alamogordo, and I'm walking towards the door, and I literally walked into this, and I was like, whoa, Javier, Gretchen, like, man. And then I know immediately because they're following behind me for them to let them out of the door because it's locked, and you guys are setting up all these lights and everything. And I was like, they're gonna think it's me.
And it was, and I'm glad you took one for the team. I'm glad you took one for the team. That's all I can say.
So what happened, just so you know, is Javi and I were moving a plant, and if you overwater a plant, sometimes the dirt can get kind of smelly. Well, that's what happened. And when we moved this plant, we pulled the bottom off the pot, and it was like, oh.
It was awesome.
So we put the plant back, but unknown to Mel or the customers that were in here, they did not know what was going on. So on their way out, they walked right into that cloud of
They
methane.
thought I farted rainbows and sparkles all over them.
But I keep telling her, if they thought it was you, they would have been looking for Skittles or something.
That's right. If it had been me, it would have been Skittles.
Oh my gosh.
There was a lot of serious anaerobic activity happening in that plant.
That was pretty gross. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
nasty. So this is Fishbowl. We don't normally start it talking about methane and plant farts, but is there really a format? So what we do, this was our Friday night meeting where we debriefed and went over things that customers needed or wanted and questions they had, and we would talk with each other privately in the office. And we decided that if we just added a camera and beer, it would be a lot more fun to share with you. So.
And then there's evidence.
Yeah, now there's evidence of what really goes on. Yeah, exactly.
Feel free to use it against him.
Or all of us, whichever.
No.
So we had a really good week.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a really good February, and I think March is going to end up really good. So I'm very, very happy. Yeah. And we had wonderful customers. Today was funny because we had a UPS driver that retired, 2 years ago, and he came in and he was all, "Oh, this is where you're at." So that was fun to reunite with him. You don't
reunion.
Mm-hmm, you never know what kind of relationship you build with your UPS drivers, but you really do.
You see him on a daily basis.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Because someone is addicted to ordering stuff all the time.
I wonder who that is.
Okay, I order for the boutique too.
Yeah. Anyways. So we will start with the questions unless you have anything to add.
I think we should start with a cheers and
my gosh. Yes. We always start with cheers. I'm so sorry. Yes. So cheers to a great week.
Cheers.
All right. Yeah.
Watch over this.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. That's the same beer that last week had you talking about onesies.
Yeah, we're not going to go back there.
Yeah, don't go back there. Don't talk about onesies this week.
They're so comfortable and so soft. Head to toe.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I could live in my onesie.
Well, you're not in onesies today, but you are in your pajamas. That works.
Yeah.
I'm in another line of Lazy One pajamas. I have my donut disturb shirt and coffee pants, and I got donut socks with sprinkles.
We have customers that come look for her on Fridays because they know that she dresses this way on Fridays and Saturdays.
You know what though?
You think about an everyday thing, like it was just Fridays, but I've gotten such a positive feedback. Like at first I was a little bit embarrassed. I was like, do they think I'm weird? But they actually like it. They embrace it.
Yeah, they embrace the weirdness.
But on the up note, though, you get to come to work in pajamas. When we get our pajama days, where we just come in our pajamas, and we get paid to do this, you sit back and you're like, this is a glorious job.
Oh man, I remember being in high school and being sent to the principal's office. Have I told you this story?
No.
I literally got sent to the principal's office my junior year of high school for wearing my pajamas to school. And I still remember the security guard's name was Tina. And all I have to say now is like, checkmate, Tina. Like, I can come to... Oh, because she said, I totally jumped my story. I gave you the punchline. Okay, so backing up. Tina rode up on her bike. And she made me go to the principal's office.
Tina rode a bike?
Tina rode a bike.
Oh, Tina was cool.
And a mountain bike. And when they were coming up, speeding up, you knew, like, you were in trouble. And she would side skid a little bit. And
all,
was like...
all 300 pounds of Tina side skidding. Oh, yeah, Tina!
That's taking it too far. And so... reeling it back here. And so Tina rolls up, and she's like, you need to go immediately to the office because nowhere in your life will you have a real job that you can wear pajamas to work.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
I declare.
And then...
wherever she's at.
And not only
And
do you
here
wear
I
your
am.
pajamas, you also have unicorn stuff.
Tina.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got
To Tina.
everything.
I totally even get to work.
Here's your
I
food, Tina. That's all I think about.
Yeah.
And
All right, we're gonna go back to the actual format of the show. Why people actually watch this show to get questions or answers. Okay. In case you haven't noticed, we have lights on this week because last week, I'm not gonna say it was a total fiasco, but it didn't go well.
And we had to let him do it to prove him wrong.
No, it wasn't me. We were experimenting, but
This is going to be very loud because it's a glass table, and we apologize ahead of time for all the clinking and clacking.
well, maybe if you weren't slamming
Okay.
your beer down.
Was last week when we were in the cave, and it was really dark,
Yes.
and I was like Star Wars.
Yeah, you were like in the Force. Yes.
It was so dark.
Yeah, it was very dark. We had to experiment. We were given pointers on how to run the studio. However, we didn't like it. It didn't work out. I don't think we have enough lights, but we're gonna run it this way. I love the camera angle. He did tell us about the camera angle actually facing us, so this is great. And as far as the lighting, we're gonna keep the lighting because it was too dark last week.
I think it increased our melatonin levels. Like Gretchen kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been
it. If it was for Buddy kept me like active. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you?
It had nothing to do with the beer, nothing at all.
Well, I will never deny that. But it
Okay.
makes me sleepy.
All right,
I don't
so
drink enough.
here we go.
Number one.
Yeah, question number one. I'm a side sleeper and I have a lot of shoulder issues. What do you recommend? All right, we have two pillow queens. Who wants it? You go first.
Alrighty. So, side sleeper pillows. That's what I would suggest. I am a very stubborn side sleeper. I can go to bed. I can lay on my back, my tummy, my side. But inevitably throughout the night, if I'm not on my side, I will roll to my side. So that is my preferred unconscious position. And shoulders are a huge thing for me because I do have broad shoulders. So with that, the importance of having a side sleeper pillow has become super important in my life because it takes the weight off of my shoulder by having the support under my head and a little spot for your shoulder to fit into the pillow, so it brings the pillow down to your clavicle level. It does full-on support for your neck, front and back, and you can actually tilt the pillow so in front of you it becomes like a body pillow that you can wrap your arms around. So it's a super nice idea, and as far as having something that's going to be for any other position, you can actually sleep on these pillows any way you want. But having that little slot cut out for your shoulder is what actually saves your shoulder. Your rotator cuff, everything is brought in front of you. It's engaged where it needs to be. And the only thing we really have to do is find the correct pillow lofting for you, which is the distance from your ear down to the mattress, which will be from the edge of your shoulder to your ear. Once you find a loft so that your spine is straight when you're on your side, it's all about enjoying it. And it does. It takes that weight on pressure off of your shoulder and makes it very, very nice to sleep.
I love my side sleeping pillows.
No, yeah, it's obvious.
We
It's
fight
obvious.
over it. We were kind of fighting over them when we only had the one. When I would travel, I think we had that in another episode, and now we have 4. We have 2 there and 2 here, if I'm not mistaken. No, we're still traveling with the one. We have 3.
Poor John.
I'm not sure why. Oh yeah, because when there's two of us, there always has to be the 2 pillows. So there's still 1 traveling pillow. We're building up to the 4th one, but what I like the most about the side sleeper is like when you go to bed and you snuggle into it and you kind of curl into your pillow and your pillow kind of curls around you. There's a very comforting snuggle part of that. It does take a couple of nights to get used to that, because
it does.
You like, it was kind of weird the first couple of nights, but then you find the right angle and the right position for your, and then once you get there, you're set. And I think I flip and flop less with my side pillow.
Oh, really?
I think I actually stay in one position longer now that my neck is in alignment, because it doesn't get uncomfortable. And I do feel that I stay more on one side. Like, I'll fall asleep and I'll wake up on the same side.
Have you guys noticed less headaches because your neck is straight?
As far as like neck cramps, and as she was talking about nestling into the pillow and stuff, the important part of finding the proper height, so the proper loft, will actually alleviate that issue. If you just buy a pillow because you've read that it works, it's no different than buying a mattress online that you read because it works. It's all about actually fitting it to you. If it doesn't fit to your needs, then it's not going to work. So that's why it's so important that you try it before you buy it. Unfortunately, pillows right now are not returnable because of COVID. So with that situation, it's really important that you try it before you buy it.
Yeah.
So we will make sure that that loft is properly, sized for you. Checking how you lay down when you're laying on your side to make sure you have proper spinal support, and that should alleviate all the pain.
Staying on the subject of loft, just so you know, they use 2 different pillows. Like, I know you use the CarbonCool LT, which is roughly about a 6 to 7 inch loft, right?
Yeah, and it's pretty soft. It's a little squishy.
Her Gretchen's is a bit more special. Hers is significantly taller. I believe that is about a 9 to maybe a 9 inch loft on it, and it's a much harder pillow because
it's not a 9 inch.
that is 9 inches right there. That's it right there.
Our mattresses are 9 inches.
I'll show you guys.
She's actually going off camera. What?
Because we have to show this pillow. This is a pretty.
So this is
pillow.
This is pretty dramatic.
This is the pillow. This is the loft. This is a medium loft.
It's pretty huge.
But the big difference. Okay, so the big difference than what you're talking about, like with Melanie's pillow.
Oh, and show that cool blue stuff. What's that turquoise blue stuff?
Yeah, I'll talk about my pillow though.
Let's do some
talk
pillow
about your pillow.
So the thing that I do want to point out about this pillow that makes it different, like Javier's talking about and Melanie is talking about, as far as like the
Go grab
squishy
yours.
bag.
She went off
This is
camera.
my pillow right now.
Oh, okay.
So with the squish factor, we have to take into consideration whenever you're laying on there that it's going to mash down. It's going to bring your head down even further. So we have to have you lay on it. With this pillow, it doesn't have any holes in it, which most of our pillows do have holes in it, so it gives you breathing. It also allows for it to squish down more whenever you lay on it. So this one is considered a firm feel. So if you like a firm pillow, this is good. I prefer a firm pillow. And this right here is a plate of gel. So it's infused with cooling gel, which means that it's not going to adhere all your heat and reflect it back to you. It does not mean that that's the part that cools you though. That's what this plate right here is for. This is a cooling gel. But over the sleeping time when you're laying on there, it eventually does warm up. It doesn't warm up as hot as you are, but it will warm up. So as you roll back and forth, you have a fresh cold spot. It makes it really nice. But yeah, this one right here is considered a firm because of the fact that, as you can tell, there's no holes in this pillow. So it's a firmer pillow. And
it's a heavier pillow. So that right there is, I used to think it was a rare person that would buy that pillow, but honestly, that's probably our 3rd most popular one, because a lot of people have broad shoulders and they need something like that. So what's yours?
The CarbonCool LT, or LT CarbonCool. So it doesn't have necessarily the gel pack on the top, but it does have a blue omni-phase change material that is just on the surface. On the back side, it doesn't have that, so if you are too cold, then you can flip the pillow over. It's a little bit softer of a loft. It is zoned, so depending on where your neck lays, you'll have different strength around the edges. When the temperature of this surface of this blue material reaches 91 degrees, it does go through a molecular phase change, and there's a lot of science involved in this
A lot
pillow.
of science, right?
Because once that surface temperature reaches the 91, then it'll start drawing the heat away from your body. So when you first touch it, it's like, oh, nice, that's cold. But then the longer you leave it there, it gets cooler and cooler and cooler.
That's not just a claim. That's actual science too. So yeah.
So the way that it goes through that phase change, and then it literally, like my elbow is freezing. It literally draws the heat from your body. It's designed to lower your body temperature 1 to 2 degrees to help induce a sleep cycle, keep you asleep, and then help you fall back to sleep quicker. The memory foam side of it is infused with carbon, so that helps keep all the odors down, so no funky smells are going to develop in it. This surface is antimicrobial and anti-funky stuff, so nothing is going to grow inside of there, so it stays clean. That's very anti-funky stuff. It won't funk up in there.
It won't funk it up.
No. And then it stays nice and cool. Then it has a Tencel cover, so does Gretch's, and that also helps with the airability and the coolness of it. This is just an awesome pillow. It does have a 5-year warranty. We definitely, you're going to love these pillows so much that you're going to travel with them. Do not let them stay in your car and freeze, because then they get really, really hard and they don't come out of that. The cellular structure gets kind of frozen. And it can't come out of that. But
I think next week on Fishbowl we should have one of the frozen pillows. Do we have any left?
Oh man, if you get hit with one of those, it's
like a brick.
Dangerous.
I think next week we'll illustrate it. We'll have a frozen pillow for you guys to show you what happens to memory foam, because it's very temperature sensitive.
It's very it just is like a brick. So yeah, they're awesome pillows. They have this has a did I say 5-year warranty?
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
And you can see all the holes her pillow has, which helps it breathe so that when it squishes down, it can re-inflate back up. So your head can actually sink down inside that pillow.
Did you have a job as a Hollywood sound effect person?
We're working on sound. We're working on our sound effects and our special effects.
Gotcha.
Now, one thing I do want to say, Mel's pillow has been scientifically proven to actually cool you down. It's not a put cooling gel inside your pillow or put a cool gel on.
No, that's there's a
right
difference.
Here is an actual chemistry project that works. This omni-phase material actually draws the heat from you, and then the carbon expels it. So it actually is like a cooling system, and it does really cool you down. This one helps you cool off to go to sleep, but again, like I was saying, you lay one spot for hours. It does tend to warm up a little bit. It doesn't stay cold, whereas hers will always stay cold. So different needs.
Yeah, and so there are times where, if I get cool enough, or it's I'll flip it over. You're not stuck with the cold side. So it's this has multi-surfaces. It's versatile. If you want to sleep on your back, you can put your head on the back side here. Sometimes I'll sleep on the corner. So it's a pretty dynamic pillow.
Where does your horn go?
On the top of her head.
That's exactly what this is for.
Oh! This whole time I've been so confused.
I thought it was for the shoulder.
Okay, all right.
It's not for that.
We're going to move to another subject.
If you hold it like this,
yeah.
you can stick the horn right in.
Okay. We're going to move to another question.
I will make this work. I'm a fixer. I'm a doer. I'm all about the let's make this happen.
There are so many pillows.
Moving on to another question, because we have to rein this in.
Pillows everywhere. Okay. I was feeling a little bit like I was warming up. There were so many pillows.
Oh, I know when this one actually happened this week.
Mel's getting hot.
Are you getting hot?
I'm okay. I moved some pillows.
Okay.
I think I'm all right now.
All right. I want you overheating.
I did run to get my pillow, so I got a little bit flustered.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we don't want a hot unicorn, especially with the smells that were coming earlier.
From the plant.
All right. It was one from the plant.
Anaerobic.
All right. So next question is, if you want something from if I want something from one of your vendor websites, how long is the wait? This happened this week. I know that question. Me? Okay. I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
We always answer. You do it.
Okay.
Go for it.
So the reason we got this question is because this customer had shopped one of our vendors, which would have been a furniture vendor, it would have been Home Elegance or Furniture of America. Those are our two big furniture vendors. We have others, but those are the two main ones that we use. And they shopped both those websites, and they were wondering when they would get the product if they ordered it from us. Right now, that's a big question because of everything that's going on in our industry. I mean, the furniture industry is backlogged, whether it be American or foreign-made furniture. It's backlogged for months at a time. One particular company is a year behind, so it's very interesting right now. And so my answer to them was, if we order, the vendor always tells us what the back order date is. The majority of them, if they are back ordered, you can count on 2 months right now. There is the rare circumstance where it would be 3 months, but you can count on 2 months.
You're talking furniture.
I'm talking furniture, right? I'm talking furniture. And that is because of the backlog, whether it be lumber or steel or stuff stuck in the ports right now. Yeah, well, that's a different subject. I'm covering furniture right now, but I'll tell you, there's a separate subject in mattresses. But there's some struggles going on with COVID-19. So we ask you to shop our websites, give us some part numbers, some model numbers that you like. We'll search them. If they're back ordered, we're going to give you a date when they're coming in. And most of the time, I would say like 90% of the time, because there's always that 10%, 90% of the time, our vendors are pretty accurate with the date they expect it in. On the other subject that you just covered, or just brought up, this week, and I was going to bring this up in what we learned this week, but this week we've already had our first instance of foam shortage. We told you last week it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks from last week. It wasn't. It was actually the demand has gone up so much that the foam shortage had started now. We were lucky enough to be able to stock up on product. I literally unloaded a truck on Tuesday. It was a full truck. It went into our little bitty warehouse, and now to get into our warehouse we have to actually crawl on top of stuff to get to other things. So
like a squirrel with a cache.
Yes, kind of like a squirrel with a cache, except no sound effects. So yes, there is a real
Ice Age.
Yeah. So there is a real foam shortage. It is really happening. You guys are going to see it, whether it be in mattresses or furniture. The auto industry is going to be hit. Everybody's going to be hit. So this is actually very interesting times in that there's so much demand, but so little resources. It kind of makes you wonder where things are going.
Yeah. Well, okay, so with memory foam in general, there's more issues than just the memory foam. It's the chemicals that they put in the memory foam that are also back ordered, however you want to work that, because of all of the weather issues that happened in Texas. So there's one thing on top of another on top of another. So basically what he's saying is we've got our foot in the door. We're trying to order ahead. We're trying to make sure that we have stuff readily available for you. But be patient because it is everywhere. I mean, to get pieces that you want to order, if they don't even have it in stock, waiting to get it in stock is going to be a longer process because they have to wait until they have the available materials to make the furniture or make the mattress. So it's going to impact everybody. This is going to be a countrywide issue for quite a while, actually. So
y'all that prayed for patience,
don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't pray for patience.
We don't need no more prayers
opportunities
for patience.
Practice it if you do. That's a trap.
And it does. It's there's lots of variables and lots of exponents to this whole thing. There's interruptions in your manufacturing processes. There's interruptions in, transportation. But there's also been a huge shift, which I learned this week, in our home lives. So where we were spending, we're still spending a vast majority of our time here. This is essentially our home because we're here all the time. And so, to the point where I keep food in the fridge, this is our home base. Well, a lot of folks don't have that place to go to work anymore. They're not out there.
Right.
So they're working on their laptops in their new home office, and you're wanting to make that space comfortable. It's a huge trend. We're noticing that a lot of people are investing in their homes because you can't go out and splurge, you know, on travel, or you can't go to amusement parks or whatever you want to do. So people for the first time, and this is kind of a silver lining, are taking the time to invest in their home and make
Right.
their home comfortable.
Right.
You know, they're really spending time there. So that's impacting that as well. And people are investing in their space. I think that's really awesome.
As a small business owner, one of the things that small business people, small business team, one of the big things that we're known for is our research. And let me tell you, we've been lucky enough to be ahead of the game and know that these trends are real. So
I wouldn't use the word luck. You've said the word lucky twice now, and I don't think luck has to do anything
prepared.
with it.
It's
I think
learned.
the hustle, and I think that it's being prepared and doing your research and doing your homework, and I don't think luck has anything to do with it.
I think you're right. Yeah. It's an ego thing. It's not luck. It's the fact that we've put in the time. We really have. And
Blessed is a good word to use.
yeah, we've been blessed as well. So we have found ways to navigate around these shortages. We're able to take care of our customers thanks to really wonderful vendors. But I know that there's going to be a time where we're going to struggle. It's going to happen to everybody. We're just trying to not bleed as much as the next guy.
Right.
Okay, well, can I describe it that way?
Yep.
That's a perfect way.
Yeah. So right now it's shop. We always tell our customers, shop the vendor websites, give us like 5 or 6 part numbers, and then we can work with it.
Yeah, if your heart is really set on a specific item, like my mom is really set on a beautiful red leather recliner.
That thing is beautiful. Yep.
I mean, and when it gets here, we're gonna have to do a show with it because I talk about it all the time. But bless my mom, she has been waiting. Like on January, she's like, I really want this, and she picked it out on the website. She went there. She wanted to support us, and she had her heart set on that. And so we gave her an estimation of mid-March.
Mid-March.
Hello, mid-March, we're here. And mom's like, where's my chair?
And we called.
And I'm like, let me check with my vendor because I didn't have it on my last truck, and lo and behold, it's been back ordered again until July. And I gave mom other options, even stuff that we have in storage, sent her the pictures, and she says, nope, I want my red leather recliner, and I will wait till July.
It's a beautiful little recliner, and it's not little. It's not like what you bought at where did she buy it? It's not like what you bought at
The other place.
Oh, it's not like what you bought online.
Was it the,
I'll bleep that out. I'll bleep that out.
was it
Yeah.
this one? It was from here.
Yeah.
You start your engine.
Whoa, that just
Yeah.
right off my horn.
Anyways, I promise you, this red recliner will be a full-size recliner and not what you bought online at. Beep. So yeah. All right. So next question. We're gonna do one question because we're actually taking a lot of time on our questions tonight because we're covering topics more than questions. I kind of like this format. This is working.
Hey, this is important stuff.
Yeah.
This could save you money.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of money.
This one was a question I heard a customer ask you. Quick question. What's the difference between a sofa and a Loveseat? And do you have to buy both?
They asked me that question?
Yeah, I heard it.
I do not remember this.
You don't remember yesterday.
Actually, that is a true story.
We're going to cover why she doesn't remember yesterday, but
That really bothered me.
we'll go into the story later. Answer this. Okay, she can't right now. Quick question. What is the difference between a sofa and a... Hang on, I heard
I have an answer.
Oh, you have an answer now. Okay, the unicorn speaks.
The size,
Okay,
2-person versus 3 or 4.
very good. Okay, and do I have to buy both?
No.
Okay.
You can separate a collection. You can buy the piece in the collection. So if you want to invest now in a Loveseat and then save up a little bit and get the couch and go all the way, you can do that. Also, we have sectionals that are by the piece. So if you have a dream of having like a sectional that wraps around your entire living room and then comes back, you can just keep building your sectional. That's pretty awesome. You can build it per piece, like Legos. We have that as an option, although it might be back ordered till like next November. So don't get your heart set on that too much. There's lots of possibilities. The possibilities are endless. That also goes for our bedroom collection. So if you just want to, I don't know why I'm looking at them. I look at them all day long. So if you want to buy a bedroom collection and you just want the bed and a dresser, we can go ahead and do that. But if you want to then like add a mirror, we can do that. Or if you want to buy the whole shebang, we got you covered. So we can item it out.
What's your take on that question? Why would somebody ask, do I have to buy both?
Okay, so you might be in an apartment where you can only fit a love seat and not a sofa. Or you may be in a big room that has a chair and it's just odd shaped as far as your flooring. So you might want to fit a sofa and maybe a recliner. But just depending on what you have.
Okay.
And you know, the whole love seat thing is obviously so you can sit next to the one you love. And it's the name Loveseat. You wouldn't want it a person.
Snuggle.
And then sofa is so you can sit so far away from your other person.
Oh!
Sofa!
That's good. I like that.
That's what you call it.
Wow. Mind blown.
Don't be surprised if that gets used on a video this next week. Why are you? Where are you sitting? I'm sitting so far away from you. I like that. Okay.
Oh my god. OMG.
All right. So, anyways,
Don't you feel it's not good for your brain.
You start with the love seat, then you move to the sofa.
yeah.
Because you have to be so far away.
All right. So with that, oh my.
You start playing Ricola.
It's time for refills.
I think we need more.
Yeah, it's time for refills. So we're gonna go ahead and go take a break real quick. This will be a little 10-second commercial.
Okay, yeah, we need to add a commercial because then we're like, we're gonna go to break, and then it doesn't do anything. And
Yeah, no, we're gonna add a commercial.
There
will be a commercial.
Let's do it.
I made a commercial. I made a commercial.
Does it involve a uniform?
We'll be right back. Hi, and we're back. So our break is actually an excuse to fill our beers or go to the bathroom.
I forgot to do that part.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
No, I didn't forget that part.
Okay.
And I still have my earpiece in my ear.
Okay.
I felt like a rock star.
You have to go?
No, I'll be alright.
You'll be alright? Okay.
I might. Whoa,
No, I was asking if you had to go to the bathroom.
We're not guys.
I'm not gonna go in there.
Oh, okay. Anyways, okay. So this is the last section of Fishbowl every week where I sounded like a robot, huh? This is the last part where every week we cover what we've learned And this is the important part.
Will
Yeah,
Robinson.
danger. This is what we've learned this week. I'm gonna totally give the floor to Mel because she learned a lot. She's had an eventful week, and I don't know how much you want to tell them, so I'm gonna let you tell them.
I don't know how much it is related to sleep.
It's not, but you can always tell people what you learned because the people that are watching this are not only laughing, but they're actually learning with us. So
I learned so much. This was like the most week I've had in a long time. Mind blown. But I have to say I'm a little overheated.
You're overheated?
This always happens.
It always happens this section. Yeah,
Is it the mirror?
No, it's the fact that she...
Or the
Well,
lights?
before it was the pillow. It might be the lights.
These lights are intense.
All right,
Like,
this
y'all,
has to happen right now. So, but I came prepared because I know this happens all the
Snoop was
time.
covering his eyes.
Help me! Help me!
All right, so I am fashioning off the Lazy Ones pajamas. So I have the Donut Disturb.
Donut Disturb.
It's kind of like we have a pajama party here every week. I don't even know if my head is on camera. No.
You're beheaded! Oh, well.
Up with her head.
So, what?
I have a donut shirt, right?
Okay.
And I have matching pants by Lazy Ones.
There's no butt flap.
No. And I do have donut socks.
Oh, dear.
Can you see the sprinkles?
Yes, there's sprinkles on her socks.
Okay, so donut socks. And then, but when it gets too hot.
Oh, dear. What the hell are you wearing?
Okay, this is how
You've been wearing that all day?
Yeah, I wore this all day. Then I got cold because the air conditioner was on. It accentuates my donut socks.
That doesn't accentuate anything. That just, that's just not right. Alrighty.
This is also going to be when the world reopens and we can go to the roller skating rink. This is going to be my roller derby outfit.
We really want you guys to join us on roller skating night whenever roller skating reopens because, well, first off, I don't roller skate, but just seeing this girl dressed like this, and
this is how
I'm
I dress
sure
when
she'll
I
want to
roller
match
skate.
her. Yeah.
I'm all about telling you that he doesn't know how to skate.
So yeah,
I had a
that's
party
gonna
at a roller
happen.
skating rink.
The last time I went roller skating, oh my. So you know that song that's like, I like to work out?
I
Well, I requested that from the DJ up in Albuquerque, Roller King, back in the day. And it's kind of like when it's Bad Boys, and you're roller skating to that, like you feel really like,
No.
I don't know if you've ever had that feeling come
No.
over you.
No, I've
but
never
when
been a
that
roller skater.
Oh man, and then in like the 90s it was awesome. So Bad Boys would come on. Well, the new one is like, I'm sexy and I know it, and it's like boom boom, and then you start going faster and you start roller skating faster and faster, and I was like, yeah, this is my song. And so then you start
That's her
crossing
jam.
over. It was my jam in these pants. And then you start crossing over and you're like, yeah. Well, then I totally locked my old school skates
Oh no.
in a turn, and I went head first into the cement wall.
Is that what happened?
Her horn saved her. Her
I
horn
didn't have
saved
a
her.
horn.
Oh
I didn't have a horn or a helmet or nothing. And I went bam right into that cement wall. And then as I'm like laying sprawled out on the floor and there's all those lights and it's dark, there was a guy and he was roller skating backwards.
Oh, no.
He was feeling the song too, but he was doing the cross backwards, and he rolled over on top of me, and he went boom, and I was like, oh no. I had to leave.
For those of you watching the show and we're
I think I
expecting
had
her
a
to share what
concussion.
she learned, I apologize. So,
now
once
you know
again,
about
bringing it
Mel's
back.
personal life.
Once again, bringing it back to the actual format of the
Okay,
show.
what are
What
we
did you
talking
learn
about?
this week?
It was an eventful week. I can't wait till the roller skate rinks open up. Okay, so I was a little bit slightly radioactive yesterday. I might still be a little bit radioactive today.
And I'm sitting next to you. How wonderful.
I was given
That's
no
a song,
warnings.
too. You're
I was given no
radioactive.
warnings, even though like when they approached me, they had like lead and it was like Simpsons, and there was signs. So they did a little bit of radioactive isotopes into
She's
my
talking
blood.
about an appointment.
I had a doctor's appointment because of my angry gallbladder. So they wanted to get a really detailed look at it. And so what they do is they do this thing called a HIDA scan. And it's pretty amazing. And so I wore space pants. My pants, instead of rainbows, they were galaxies. And I wore like a space shirt. This did coincide with like celebrating like SpaceX the other day, like where there was like they stuck the landing.
They stuck the landing. Yeah.
They stuck the landing. We're not going to talk about what happened after that.
So naturally, we're going to wear a NASA shirt.
So
and
I was all like, "Yeah, they stuck the landing. That's all that counts," because that's all we needed from that. So stuck the landing. Then I'm like, "Go space! I need more space." So my shirt said, "I need more space," and I thought it was appropriate at the hospital because of COVID, and I'm radioactive. And so
I can't help but thinking about the doctor seeing me dressed like that.
She thought it was cool. She was awesome. Yeah, and then I'm like and then I had a Star Wars pullover, so it said Star Wars on it, and I was so spacey. And I go in there because I'm like, it's gonna be dark.
she's crying.
So I'm like, it's gonna be a dark tube. I know I'm gonna be like all spaced out.
So that's why you wore Star Wars in the Galaxy, because you were going in a dark tube.
I can't understand.
It's like a wormhole.
I love you regardless, but I'm trying to keep up with you right now. Oh my.
Yeah, but so many people out there will totally understand what I'm saying.
Nobody gets it. Nobody.
I want to say, what's your favorite?
There's that mattress store where that crazy girl works. Do you really want to go in there?
I'm there, and I'm like, all right, I'm going through the tubes, right? And
Please keep going.
I'm laughing because she's laughing so hard.
She's dying. I know.
All right, so they put this radioactive isotope in my vein. What it does is your blood then goes directly and it gets filtered through your liver. And as your liver is filtering your blood, you can look, there's this big giant camera on top of you, and you can look over at the computer screen and you can see the little isotopes that light up and glow like wah, wah. But over a period of like an hour, you watch the pixels on the screen fill in. And it's just like, it's pixelated, it's very tiny little dots as it travels through your liver. And then it fully develops after that hour into your liver and your gallbladder. And then the tech, she's way more than a tech. She's like, I mean, this woman was awesome and has spent her entire life in that type of...
Don't touch my stapler.
that type of...
The profession.
Radioactive medicine, radio medicine. There's a special word that I'm not getting right now, and so it fills it in, and it's beautiful. And like, what was so incredible is like you can watch it fill in real time. Like you can see, because you can see it moving, and like where it was in my arm, like if I moved my arm a little bit, you could see that on the screen, because my port was radioactive. So if I held it too close to my body, it was in the screen, and then as I moved it out, and I could see that. So that was kind of cool. And then you could see it like, so you could see your blood flowing through your liver.
Cool.
It was super cool. And our liver,
did the hamster up here get radiated?
So much happened. And so so I had an amazing experience. Miss Carly was awesome. She was a fabulous lady. She has devoted her life to this type of medicine. She was a real sweetheart. The whole thing was very pleasant. It was very calming. It was done with total expertise, and I left there feeling very cared for. And I was even given a thank you card by her specifically. She hand wrote a little thank you for being there today and a little motivational
Did you get
message.
to keep the straight jacket?
Hey now.
I All right.
And
So
I think she appreciated my space pants.
I'm sure she did.
So, yeah, that's what I learned this week is like how amazing technology is and so much what we can see within our bodies. Oh, and the thing was, I'm like, my gallbladder's fine.
Her gallbladder's fine. So all of you that were, because I got like 3 emails from people that were asking. So yeah, her
Okay,
gallbladder's
so we're going
fine.
on to the next, and we're just like gallbladder's cool. So we're
Next
gonna
organ.
we're gonna go through the next step.
Yep. So
Yeah.
who's next? You want to be next? Oh, I'm next. Okay. So what I learned this week, Gretchen and I had a Zoom call with a furniture industry newspaper, and I learned that they actually are looking at us as being at the hallmark of what this industry is. Here we sit with a unicorn and a lady that can't stop crying while laughing. So yes, if we're the hallmark of this industry, that is an issue. No, it was in all seriousness, it was a huge compliment. What I learned was that they're looking for people that want to be different in this industry because there's a lot of the same. There's a lot of boredom. We are definitely not boring, and we are definitely doing something different than other people on purpose. So yeah, that was one thing I learned. The other thing is that we have several leaders in our industry looking at us and looking at us as, hey, what are they doing differently? How come they're succeeding? You know, and it's because we are different, and we don't mind being different. We don't mind experimenting, and we don't mind laughing at each other or at ourselves.
We're under the microscope.
Yeah,
We're the petri dish.
Yeah, we are the petri dish. Yeah. So what you're watching may be repeated in another company in another way. But just they don't have a unicorn. They don't have a Gretch. They don't have a me. So hey, you know, but in all honesty,
cool.
we thank you for looking at us that way. I don't think we're doing this to be anything other than ourselves to you guys, because that is truly her. This is truly me, and she just can't stop laughing anyways. So that's truly her. This is just who we are. So please know that we appreciate everything about you, and we do it all for you. That's what I learned.
I had a client today say, what you see is what you get.
Yeah. Oh dear. yeah. So what do you got?
All right. So we've been, well, I can say we've been researching, but that's kind of redundant because it's obviously known. But I've been looking to expand stuff in our boutique. I came across a young lady in France, and she makes amazing product for our fur babies. So I'm going to talk about bringing in this line.
Oh, yeah.
We looked for a while on what we could do, because when you're personally impacted by something and you really want a solution, you look for the solution. Well, we have some dogs that are terrified, not just at 4th of July or anything like that, but just the planes that fly over, and living next to an Air Force base kind of makes it an everyday occurrence, if not every week. Our back screen door is gone from one of our dogs jumping on it out of being terrified and stuff. So
from the sonic booms. So you're speaking of sonic booms from
at
the
Wismar.
jets. Yeah.
Wismar as well, with the bomb explosions and stuff. So we live next to Holloman Air Force Base and also White Sands Missile Range. So
It's
with
a
those things,
sound of freedom.
Yeah, it is. It's a sound of freedom, but for the dogs, it's
They're
a
like,
sound of terror.
They're like, cage me if it's going to sound like this.
So, being in a community where we have these issues going on, we've also had customers coming in and saying, hey, do you guys happen to know about what we could do for blah, blah, blah? And being that we've started our fur baby corner for dogs and cats, the question came up about anxiety. And I know CBD does work. It does help. But for everyday situations, let's say you're at work and you don't have a chance to get home to give your dog CBD, what do? So we found anxiety vests, and this young lady actually makes all of these anxiety vests handmade, and at the same time she has researched the properties of it so that they fit. She gives dimensions to it, so if you have a dog of a certain stature, because you might have, okay, if you think about it, some dogs have very large chest cavities and narrow backs. You know about this with your puppies.
I do. I have sighthounds and greyhounds. Very specific.
Yep. And okay, and you can also take another specific dog, thinking of an English Bulldog.
Yes.
Very chesty, very chesty. Okay, so you have situations where you have some dogs that can wear stuff, some dogs that can't. So in this situation, she actually does it by measurements instead of just by, oh, your breed is going to be blah, 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 blah. So if you have to pull in an anxiety vest for your dog, you can actually size it up because it gives you the dimensions of it. It's Velcro. You can size it to your dog so it fits specific because it has to be a snug fit. Not only that, it's washable. So we have these anxiety vests for our fur babies coming in, and she's been great about following up with materials are in, things are starting the processes. We're going to be getting these in within the next 2 to 3 weeks max. So if you guys have dogs that have anxiety, I just want you to know right now, we have a heads up. We have these anxiety vests coming in, and the circumstance behind it is going to be beneficial for all of the flybys that we get from the planes, any of the missile range testings, on top of any type of holiday that may occur that has fireworks. So
That's awesome.
I think it's awesome too that we're going to be able to support a local, local to France, France safe, but be able to support an individual,
Right,
a person rather than a huge machine. This person corresponds with us. This person is attentive. This person is right there to answer questions. So, we're supporting a small business and an individual, and I think that's super awesome. And, I have some training experience with dogs. So so do you, having your Shih Tzus. But I think
they're not
has
dogs.
It been 10
they're
or
fur babies.
10 or 15 years of, I've professionally trained dogs and worked as a vet assistant and vet tech, and would be happy to answer any questions that you might have in that realm too, because I know that's a concern to a lot of manufacturers of that is, will the product be used correctly, because you don't want to leave it on your dog and then go away, because it can create a lot of heat. So it's not something that you want to put on your dog and go away when it's 112 degrees or 120 here in the desert. So, we'll make sure that we communicate with you. We're there to answer any questions. Miss Gretchen and her little Shih Tzus are so adorable. So we're pet-friendly families, and we're a pet-friendly business. So that's what we want to convey to you is, I think that's awesome, Gretch, that you identified that business.
And this is all, I just want to say, this is all based off of feedback from customers. So when you come in, we're trying to find the product for you. So if you go around and you're not able to find something, we'll do our part in researching for you. So don't be afraid to just reach out and be like, hey, have you seen this? Do you know where I can get this? Being that we're in a smaller town, it's harder to find stuff. It really is. We're very, very, very dependent on being able to go online and research.
Would you guys say that that's actually what's brought in the most customers to the boutique is we're listening to them?
It could be.
I think
very well could be.
Today I had a customer. A lot. I like to say, I call them friends now because.
Well, she is. She is a friend now.
Yeah. Well, 2 now, and so, 2 specifically.
And then Mary, when she barely looks over the counter.
So many of our
Poor
customers
Mary.
become friends.
You're always teasing Mary.
And that's so true in advertising and marketing. That's really one of the keystones in interpersonal relationships. Is making friendships. But I did have a customer return, and she was so impressed that when I opened the door, I remembered her name.
Oh. That's
cool.
So,
and it's hard to forget because we kind of have the same last name. So I was like, how could I forget my twinsy?
Oh dear.
But
you called her a twinsy?
Oh, she was all about my look today. She was like, that is awesome. And she's like, I knew I liked you the moment I met you. Now I still like you. So, but then I had another friend today come in and bring her granddaughter specifically
to see the crazy lady.
Meet the don't use that word. Meet. It's not an appropriate word. Meet Melanie, and the little girl, we matched. She thought I was so cool. It's kind of like going to Disney. What?
Same color top, same color pants. It was definitely.
I'm not that
she's
cool.
not exaggerating.
Oh dear. All right. So one thing I want to bring up the last thing I want to bring up before we leave, because we do have to close out. Can I see your hands? Can you point your hands at the camera?
You're going to talk about my nails on camera?
No. I'm talking about the ink on your hand.
Oh, okay. So
I bought the team. Oh, you didn't use your fountain pen?
I've got it here
but it's on my middle finger.
She's like, I'm gonna flip you off now.
So
I have some right there. Do you see it?
I see it. So I bought the team fountain pens, and we're still getting. Well, they're still getting used to them. They're still getting used to them. So if you come by and see ink on their hands, laugh at them because it's their pens. They're still learning how to use them.
He's getting us these fancy pens. So we went with fancy pens, but he was showing us how to fill these fancy pens because you actually had to apply the ink yourself. So we gave it to Javi to show us.
And my hands, writing with
and
it.
He got it all over him.
Yeah, my hands. I have no shame. I've got ink all over my hands.
And I told Melanie that's why we do that. We
hold
give
my
it to
pen
him
right.
so that he gets ink all over him. And then as I'm using the pen, I look at my hand and I'm like, what's going on?
And that was my fault because I didn't wipe down the pen. But anyways.
I have ink. I have ink.
Until next week.
Oh, wait,
thank you.
We don't have any more questions?
No. That was sorry. Until next week, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.
What are you doing?
I'm breaking in the new leather, Italia.
What?
This is in our staff meeting. This is what we're supposed to do.
In our donut socks?
Well, yeah, this is Lazy One donut socks and a Lazy One t-shirt.
This isn't a commercial.
I'm plugging for Lazy Ones and Leather Italia.
Oh.
But I'm breaking in the Leather Italia.
Oh. Is that how you break in leather?
Yes, apparently. It's a
Is the unicorn is the unicorn horn necessary?
We had a meeting about this.
Okay.
Crying out loud. Let the lady do her job. You can talk. Look, it's like stuck.
I kind of... Yeah, kind of like that.
I want to eat them. Look, it's really stuck.
Oh, these are full of gluten. You are feeding me gluten.
Look.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Look!
Okay.
Stuck!
Oh, it is.
Ow!
3, 2, no. Okay.